The first update we have today is really quite something. We're looking into the recent and honestly pretty unexpected pause of The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Yeah, it definitely caught people off guard.
Right. So in this deep dive, we'll be talking about what might have happened behind the scenes, especially drawing on insights from, a key player, Teresa Giudice. We want to clarify the dynamics that led to this hiatus and these accusations flying around about strategic moves.
Exactly. And the sources really illuminate this fascinating tension. It's this push and pull between what seems like real spontaneous reactions and, well, potentially quite calculated moves, especially in the high-stakes game of reality TV.
Okay, let's unpack this then. How Teresa Giudice actually found out about the show pausing it really sets the scene. She described getting a direct phone call from Bravo executives, not just producers. Now, for anyone who follows these shows, that's different.
Very different. Usually to the letter, right?
Yeah.
After the reunion.
Yeah.
Precisely. And notably, they didn't even have a reunion for that season, which was another big sign something was up. So getting a direct call like that, telling you the show's on pause, it just immediately evokes this sense of like, okay, this is serious. This isn't standard procedure.
And what's really fascinating is the reason why, according to the reports, sources point to this sort of widespread unhappiness among the Bravo execs.
Not just regular drama.
No, apparently not. It was about how deeply divided the cast had become.
Yeah.
You had co-stars actually refusing point blank to film scenes together.
Wow.
Yeah. Which you can imagine depicts an incredibly challenging production environment. I mean, how do you make a show if people won't even be in the same room? It almost sounds like filming became logistically impossible.
And here's where it gets really interesting, because Teresa's take goes beyond just production headaches, basically accusing some co-stars of actively strategizing before the last season even started filming.
Strategizing how?
Her specific claim is that they planned, deliberately, to target her husband, Luis Ruelas. She even pointed to Margaret Josephs, admitting she communicated off-camera with Luis's ex. Teresa clearly sees that as, part of a bigger, calculated plan to undermine them.
And if you sort of connect the dots here, Teresa's comments really illuminate this stark contrast she draws. She sees herself as, what you see is what you get.
Not calculated, she says.
Right, not calculated, not going in with some hidden agenda. But she firmly believes others do go in with a plan, that they are calculated, they do their research, her words specifically, to hurt her and Luis.
Which really makes you question that line, doesn't it, between the organic drama that fans expect and these maybe pre-planned narratives designed to cause fractures.
Absolutely. It raises fundamental questions about authenticity in this genre. Is it real conflict, or is it becoming more like a strategic game with planned attacks?
And for Teresa, it felt very personal. She expressed that her co-stars figured out, the way to really get to her was by hurting her husband.
Which she feels they managed to do.
Yeah, she definitely feels they succeeded and that it had a real impact. Next update we have about The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Season 15 spoilers are starting to leak.
Yes, and it sounds like some big changes are coming. New faces, returning faces.
Who are the reported additions?
Rachel Zoe, the stylist, she's 53, and someone named Amanda Francis.
Okay, interesting. And who's returning?
Denise Richards, also 53, and an OG, Adrienne Maloof, who's 64 now.
Wow, Adrienne, what's bringing her back?
Apparently it's linked to her sons and some alleged involvement with something called Next Gen LA.
Okay. And Denise, what's her storyline supposed to be?
Her divorce storyline is reportedly a major focus. There's talk she might just be a friend of.
Right, which means she's around, involved, but maybe not full-time diamond holder.
Exactly. Gives her a bit more flexibility.
And what about the existing dynamics? Any shifts expected there?
Well, it seems Dorit Kemsley, who's 49, will be clashing with Sutton Strack, 53. No huge surprise there, maybe.
That feud continues. Anyone else?
Dorit also apparently had a rough patch with Bozoma boss St. John, who's 48, but they're supposedly in a good place now.
Okay, so the usual roller coaster relationships. What's the word on Erika Jayne? She's 54.
She's expected to talk about the Tom Girardi legal situation, his prison sentence.
And her new relationship.
Yes, with John McPhee. And there's even rumor she might have filmed with her son, Tommy Zizzo.
That would be huge. He's always been off camera.
It would be a major development for viewers, for sure.
How are the newcomers expected to fit in? Rachel Zoe and Amanda Francis.
Reports suggest Rachel Zoe will have a big presence, strong opinions, plus her own separation divorce storyline.
So she'll bring her own drama.
Seems like it. And Amanda Francis is described as having chaotic wild card energy.
Oh, dear.
Apparently, she's already clashed with both Dorit and Sutton.
So she's diving right in. This demonstrates she's not afraid to mix it up.
Looks that way. Plus, Kyle Richards is back, of course, and Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly are expected as friends.
It sounds like a potentially explosive season. Lots of moving parts.
Definitely one to watch.
Next update we have about the Real Housewives of Orange County, and specifically Shannon Beador. She's faced some challenges lately.
Yeah, including a recent traffic stop that got some attention.
What happened there? She denies she did anything wrong, right?
Right. She clarifies her side. She was stopped at a red light. Her phone buzzed with a political text. She glanced at it.
And got pulled over.
Yes. She insists it wasn't a moving violation, but mentioned California's no-touch law.
Right. Even holding the phone can be an issue there.
Exactly. Yeah. And she added, people like to report, suggesting maybe someone called it in because it was her. The scrutiny must be intense.
No doubt. Now, shifting gears, her relationship with Tamra Judge, always complicated.
Always. Shannon actually agreed with the idea that people are friends with Tamra out of fear.
Because Tamra goes for the jugular.
That's the phrase Shannon used. But interestingly, she also said she's in a better place with Tamra now than last year, so maybe some improvement.
We'll see. Tamra accused Shannon of alcoholism in season 18. How did Shannon respond to that?
She strongly defended herself. She stated she's only been completely drunk twice in her 11 years on the show.
Only twice. That's specific.
Very. She admitted using alcohol in the past to cope with misery, but says she now has different coping mechanisms and is not an alcoholic.
It brings to life how tough it must be dealing with those kinds of public accusations.
Absolutely, and having to defend yourself constantly on camera.
Shannon also talked about new cast members joining the show over the years.
Yeah, she felt that often new girls would go after me just to make them relevant.
Does she have an example?
She recalled Megan King Edmonds asking her what her storyline was going to be way back when.
And Shannon's classic reply.
I'm going to be Shannon Beador. And when people get tired of that, I'll walk off into the sunset. Iconic.
It really is. What about her relationship with Kelly Dodd, another fiery one?
Very nuanced. She depicted Kelly as someone who can be both a wonderful friend, but also goes for the jugular.
So Shannon tries to handle her carefully.
Seems like it. She said she tries to kind of keep at peace with her. A strategic move, maybe?
Okay, but we have to ask about the Katie Janela audio recording incident. That was big.
It was huge. Shannon clarified the context for that meltdown.
What did she say happened?
She'd just gotten back from London, was having trouble sleeping, took a sleeping pill, and then had this breakdown on set while filming.
And Katie recorded her.
Yes. While Katie was apparently on a separate business call, Shannon was very clear. Zero positive intention when you record someone without their knowledge.
It provides crucial context, highlighting the lack of consent. That's disturbing.
Extremely. And then Katie apparently played that recording for Alexis Bellino.
While Shannon was in active litigation involving John, Alexis's partner at the time, that just demonstrates how messy and layered these conflicts can become.
Truly tangled.
Yeah.
And Shannon also made a point to say she had nothing to do with Alexis not being asked back for season 19.
Clearing her name on that front. Wow, a lot happening in the OC. Next, we're going to talk about Kathryn Dennis, formerly of Southern Charm. It's a really personal situation for her.
Definitely. She's speaking out now against Thomas Ravenel's version of events.
About their kids, right? Kensington and St. Julian.
Yes. She lost custody back in 2021, and this really delves into her side, her emotional account of it all.
And she's not holding back. She directly refutes his claims.
Very directly. She said, "That is not true. I don't have access to my children.
And I would give anything to be with them, see them, touch them, single them, hold them, anything."
Wow. You can really feel the weight of that. It evokes such desperation.
And she connects this to other things going on in her life.
Yeah, she talks about a 30-life crisis, especially after her mother passed away.
Right. Allison Calhoun. That must have been devastating.
Absolutely. And losing her mom, combined with the custody battle, she described it as feeling like a living death. Just unimaginable.
Which connects to her departure from Southern Charm after season 8, doesn't it?
It seems linked. She was a bit cagey about whether she quit or wasn't asked back.
What did she say?
Her reasoning was, I needed to grow. I'm in my 30s. I need to be able to form my own identity.
Which makes sense, given everything. How did she feel about her portrayal towards the end?
She struggled with the edit, found it, quote, embarrassing to have gone through all of this publicly.
But she also said good things about the show experience.
Yes, surprisingly. She called it a great experience overall, said the cast felt like family.
That's quite a contrast.
It is. But she also noted that a lot of her real trauma came from people she met through the show.
So it's this difficult dynamic. She described it as a catch-22, didn't she?
Exactly. Her real trauma, her real life, wasn't something she felt she could share on the show.
Even though she missed the support from fans, who she called, like, my family.
And sometimes the editing choices can really distort what someone's actually going through. Creates a huge disconnect.
Next update we have about Kathryn Dennis again. This time it's more about her relationships with the cast, post-show, and her thoughts on production.
Right, and she has some strong opinions, particularly about Taylor and Green.
After what happened in season 9, the whole Austin Kroll thing.
Precisely. Kathryn basically said Taylor is full of shit and, quote, turned out to be exactly what I thought.
Ouch. But didn't Kathryn initially support Taylor?
She did. She described Taylor initially as meek and distant. She actually encouraged her to speak up more.
And was proud of her for getting out of Shep Rose's shadow, I remember that.
Yes. So the shock over the Taylor-Austin hookup was, well, significant. Especially given Austin's history with Kathryn's friend, Olivia Flowers.
What was her reaction?
Total disbelief.
Yeah.
She was like, is this even real? Are y'all inventing storylines? Which, makes you wonder.
It does raise questions about how much is organic versus manufactured for cameras.
For sure.
But she's still close with Olivia Flowers.
Oh, yes. Calls her my girl, a good person. That friendship seems solid, a real contrast to the drama with Taylor.
And Kathryn also had things to say about the producers, more generally.
Yes, she hinted they should have protected her more when she was younger.
How so?
She said, I was too young to have been allowed and pushed into a certain position and found it disturbing that people just let some of the things happen.
That's a serious point. It brings to life the responsibility production might have, especially with younger cast.
Absolutely. The pressure is immense.
So does she feel like her real personality ever came across?
She struggles with that. She says she's actually a much deeper, complex, happy, silly, like really big dork.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Not always the image we saw.
Right. She wants to use her platform now for good. Not always bad, especially for other women. Sees a bright future.
Good for her. And any word on her and Austin now?
Apparently, she texted him recently to get a pedicure.
No way. Did they go?
He was busy.
Yeah?
But, it suggests maybe things aren't totally icy.
Okay, next update we have about the Real Housewives of Miami. This involves Lisa Hochstein's trip to Spain.
Ah, yes, the Seville saga. She arrives late and it caused quite a stir.
What was her reason?
She clarified she was very embarrassed and had so much anxiety. It started at the airport, an airline worker wouldn't check her bags.
Why not?
She said she had literally 1 minute to spare. So, missed the flight.
Oh, wow. That sets the scene for a stressful journey.
Totally. And then she had to travel solo. By train.
In Spain. Not speaking the language.
Exactly. She described feeling terrified with 3 bags and all my jewelry. It really illustrates the logistical nightmare she went through.
Yikes. So how did the other housewives react when she finally got there?
Not everyone was sympathetic. It depicts a clear divide.
Who was critical?
Larsa Pippen and Kiki Barth were pretty vocal about her lack of communication. Larsa mentioned crickets in the group chat.
Implying she just didn't keep them updated.
Right. They seemed frustrated.
But Lisa pushed back on that.
She did. She asserted she did check in with Alexia and Napola and had texts to prove it.
And she questioned Larsa's motives too, right?
Yeah, basically asking, why would Larsa care if I was there or not? Which highlights some maybe deeper tensions there.
Were any of the women supportive?
Yes, Marisol Patton and Gertie Abrera defended her. Marisol admitted Lisa can be super predictable, but thought she was just overwhelmed.
Okay, so giving her the benefit of the doubt.
And Gertie felt the others were just using it as a chance to jab at Lisa while she was down. It illuminates those group dynamics.
Then there was Adriana de Mora's take.
Ah, yes. Adriana's view was quite cynical.
What did she say?
Basically, the trend is if you see somebody down, kick them in the throat.
Ooh, that's a pretty bleak assessment of the group.
It really contrasts with someone like Kiki, who, despite being critical, framed it more as a lack of respect, especially noting that the new girl is noticing it too.
So different angles, annoyance, opportunism, maybe some genuine concern, maybe not. Classic housewives.
Pretty much sums it up. Even a travel issue becomes major drama.
Wanted back in on some level.
Caroline she's talking about.
Good money for a week's work. And she had a quote years ago, something like, I can never get it right, but I love it. If you hang out with something like if you hang out by a dumpster, you're gonna smell like trash. That's her line. So she walked into a dumpster fire. Why? Because these are fired housewives, the most desperate of all housewives, because they want to rate. They want to either get invited back or know that they did well or know that they could come back at some point. Like, that's why some of those trips are so crazy, because it's a bunch of fired housewives. You can get to do anything. You got fired. Go kill someone. Go set someone's house on fire. There's nothing more desperate than a housewife except a fired housewife.
Next update we have about a former Real Housewives of New York City star, Ramona Singer. More accusations about her behavior.
This comes from celebrity makeup artist Tim McKay, who was on the Nerve podcast.
And he called his encounter with Ramona the rudest Real Housewives encounter he's ever had.
He did. And, this follows Ramona's history of memorable interactions, like mistaking Emma Roberts for a fan.
Right, that story. So what did McKay say happened?
He illustrates this scene where Ramona is chatting with Dorinda Medley while he's trying to work.
Okay.
Apparently, Ramona just chucked her makeup bag at him and ignored his questions when he tried to do her lips.
Chucked it at him. Seriously. That depicts really unprofessional behavior.
It gets worse. After he finished, she immediately demanded apple slices.
Okay. Maybe she was hungry.
Then she apparently shoves them in her mouth, completely messing up what I just did.
Oh, come on. After he just did her lipstick.
Yes. And then she chewed them, spit them into a cup, and put the cup down by his makeup kit.
No. That is beyond rude. That's unsanitary and disrespectful.
McKay was clearly appalled. He just walked out of the room.
I don't blame him. What happened then?
You heard Ramona claiming he didn't even do my lips.
Unbelievable nerve. It vividly illustrates the frustration he must have felt.
And just to add to the chaos, McKay mentioned that during this, Sonia was banging on a bathroom door yelling, "Talent needs the bathroom." Just peak RHONY energy, I guess.
It really sounds like it. What's interesting is the contrast McKay made.
Yeah, he specifically said normal celebrities don't act like that, and mentioned having a great experience with Mandy Moore.
It highlights that maybe this kind of behavior isn't the norm, even among celebrities, but perhaps something specific to certain reality TV environments or personalities.
Possibly. Maybe a sense of entitlement develops over time on these shows for some individuals.
So we've covered a lot. Custody battles, show exits, travel drama, casting spoilers, on-set behavior. What does this all mean for you, the listener?